What's up? Yo, Heart Matters, yeah. Gotta love classical music, sets us up nicely. I was just thinking when I was listening to that, because that music is epic. Who knew that Mozart actually just wrote that tune for me in the future? It was actually for my show all along. Who knew? Who knew that Mozart was an anti-jabber? My God, Mozart. My God. Bigfoot, Kano, what's up? Hello, Hobbs. Susan Wojcicki in the house. What you doing, Susan? Susan conspiring with the Google mod. Is this working? Good. I'm a B. Susan Wojcicki playing around with Google mod again, trying to get this shit pulled. Hey, what? On account of my, on account of my recognition of the anagram. Moronic. Omicron is moronic. It's for all the brainwashed sheeples. Allegedly. Allegedly. That's what some people say. I don't have an opinion either way, but I've heard people say that. Hobbs, I used to write a lot. I always listened to classical music while doing so. Brother, yeah, a lot of the sort of classical music structures make their way into my music. Not that that's what you mean by right, but yeah, they're definitely archetypal sort of structures. You know, there's an implied story arc, which, yeah, you know what I'm saying. It helps you develop your instinct for how to write better music, as far as I'm concerned. Listening to good old classical music. By the way, Enlightened Mank, good to see you as well. Good to see everyone. Point Fire. Wagons lurking and driving, and yeah, Art Matters. Art Matters was the first. My bet was on Omega. I thought it was going to be the next one, but no, they've gone one better. Omicron. It's the 15th letter of the Greek alphabet, apparently, and it's an O. It's just an O, and yeah, maybe that's after their desired number of peoples left alive after it, allegedly. But also, I went out last night, by the way. I went out. The B-man went out to the pub. And yeah, I sort of remembered why I don't want to be doing that shit. Well, I had a good time. It was a very good time, but my God. If I hadn't have been wearing my tracksuit bottoms on account of it meant it, I'd gone for a walk / maybe jog, and then did a recon of all the local pubs I haven't been to for like years. And well, the last time I was in this area, and ended up just going in a bunch of pubs, and then I met these lads that were just fucking hilarious, man. Three kind of gypsy boys who might even show up at some point. I hope they don't mind me calling them gypsies, but they were basically. I mean, the one guy reminded me of Brad Pitt's character out of Lock, Stock, or whatever it was called, you know, or Snatch, or whichever one it was. But he basically had this sort of Brad Pitt cheeky boy kind of look to him, but he looked like a one-punch knockout artist, and he kept trying to challenge me to an arm wrestle, which I did actually take him. I said yeah, but it didn't materialize. But anyway, before I knew it, they were buying me a Guinness, and then they'd accidentally bought me 2 Guinnesses. So then I drank those 2, and then and then it was just the mask was fully on, as in the film. Anyway, let's not get behind shit. What are we saying? Art Matters. Hobbs noted. We'll check that one out. Sagipur, I waited years for Marriage of Figaro to be on the Liverpool Empire. Finally got to see it, only to have some old bag sitting behind me, humming all the way through it. Well, this is karmic justice, Sagipur. You get it to open your favorite show now every single time. Well, not every single time, but pretty much. There is a God. God is just. Fucking bitch. Hum at home, woman. What the? I have actually I remember going to a cinema once with, well, a now ex-girlfriend, obviously, but yeah, there was some lads just kicking. I can't remember if they were. Yeah, I think they were behind us, just kicking our chairs throughout the whole thing. It was basically the Mark Corrigan Peep Show episode, you know, where he gets up and and he threatens to stab them or something. But anyway, I had that moment in the cinema. I'm sure we've all had that moment. But man, I was fuming, man. And I would have taken them both on. And they shut the fuck up, to be fair. I fucking had to go at them, man. So annoying. Anyway, art matters. Mozart, anti-jabber. Yes, Mozart is an anti-jabber. Naughty Mozart. And actually, that brings me on to Africa. That's quite the link, Bigfoot and on. What is that? TikTok. Right. Okay. Hobbs, hey, Bigfoot and on. I love the show with you and Gypsy. Man, I'm going to have to go and get back on the Gypsy show, to be fair. It's been ages. Hello, Michael. Love you too, bruh. Love you. Is this still working? Meow. Second call. Went to the pub. Did you get an extension on your overdraft, B? Yeah, basically, yeah. Well, thanks to stupid internet banking and them trying to phase out the little security key card thing is because I don't have a smartphone, because they're for dummies. I can't get it working because it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Basically, there's a problem with the website and it's not generating codes from my thing. So I can't get on it. So I can't buy my laptop yet. So it's been 3 weeks later. I've been waiting for all this shit to come together and still can't get it going. So, brother, maybe my new laptop will have fewer features now, bruh, because I had a good night. Herbs, Hiveless B, I meant writing a novel. I knew what you meant, bruh. I know. I bottled out of a meeting with a publisher. I am my own worst critic, though honest critic. Oh, I am my worst, though honest critic. Yeah. Well, I'm my worst. You know what? When you get the imagination working on side, when you get the imagination actually working for you and not like some ghost in the machine, constantly fucking you up and giving you bad advice, all that shit comes into play properly. It all finds its place. I'm not all the way there yet, but I'm seeing it happen. It's cool. Art Matters picked up a few Marshall Cavendish part works. Oh, right. Of classical greats albums from charity shops. What's that, Marshall Cavendish? I know the name Cavendish because it's a flat earther sort of name. That is, I think, who was it? Henry Cavendish apparently proved the existence of gravity and apparently saw two lead balls come slightly closer together, and it's all a nonsense, man. In fact, if anyone doesn't doubt that whole the whole cosmology yet, go and look into the Henry Cavendish's apparent proof that gravity exists using lead balls, that no one can recreate the experiment. It's ridiculous. And he actually supposed the circumference of the Earth. But hey, I'm not getting into that. Don't know what Marshall Cavendish is. All I'm thinking is amplifiers and lead balls. But cool. Yes, let me see. What are we saying? People just saying hello to each other. It's nice to see Susan Wojcicki and the Google moderator doing some mad double team action on me. That was nice. In fact, it made me almost feel like coming back again. No, I had never left. Well, I thought don't want to do overkill, but you could never have enough of the B, man. Let's face it. Hello, 16 people watching. This is good. So anyway, I had a good night, man. Really good live music. Met some really good people. But, when you're drinking, man, it could always go some other way. Like I nearly got into a fight with one kid who just took exception to me on the dance floor. I had there was a bunch of girls dancing on dance floors. Dancing on dance floor. And, in a circle. And I swear, some of them were like trying to rub up against me and do that whole fucking trick, backing up against me and all that. And I was just minding my own business. I wasn't getting, no hands on. I was just staying put. And anyway, some of their mates all decided to sort of single me out and say, "We just fuck off, mate," and do that whole one, even though their mates were just rubbing their ass in my groin. So whatever. It's stupid politics, man. I forgot how stupid people are. Moronic is right. And by the way, one of these three guys that were really nice, like I loved all three of them, but this lad called Jack, who's a new father, and he was man, I got into a really good chat with him, and he was explaining to me how he signed on and taken the, the intervention, the state injectable. But even though he's had them, he regrets it, and he seemed to understand everything. In fact, you know what he cited to me? He's on Twitter. That's it. So he actually gets some of the good intel, I think, even though I'm not on there myself. But he was explaining how there's a bunch of sports stars and football players all collapsing. Some of which may or may not be attributable to said injectable, allegedly. So he was telling me about that. So that was interesting, that even though he'd signed on just so he could travel out to go to some sort of a wedding, I think it was, in France or something, or somewhere. That's the reason he got it. But he knew, hey, Scotty FJC, hi, brother, how you doing? But he knew what was up. You know what I mean? He knew what was up. And actually, I'm meeting more people that seem to know what's up, even though they'd either had one of them or two of them. And there's a whole contingent that's supple for waking up. That's all I'll say. Definitely. The Enlightened Mag, having my chronic weed helps me avoid the moronic of it. That was good. She put, write a rap, Meg. That my doobies have strong enlightenment arm to counter the omnicrap. Omnicrap. That was some interesting stuff you were saying about unicorn or yellow shit or something, Meg. It seemed interesting to me. Does Omi mean yellow or something? Why did you say yellow? How did you get to yellow? Michael Haywood, fine, Scotty. How's everything in your neck of the woods? Where are we at? Right, I'm trying to just see. Point fire, Scotty FJC, love and respect from Scarborough, Toronto. You nick all of our worst names, like I said before. Scarborough is a place in UK, or somewhere, right? I'm pretty sure it's UK. Michael Hayward, Mank, what it be? How's everyone doing? What you been up to? What's your take on this situation? I haven't even got into it yet, but let me. What coming up is going to be my theory. I've heard no one float this, but it's my theory. It's written in the title. Africa's been a very naughty boy. I think they're going to use the fact that Africa's jab rates are so low to justify worldwide mandates and stuff. So they're going to blame this thing, allegedly, in theory. I'm just theorizing. Let me put it this way: we all know that if the jabs work, then why do I need mine for yours to work? Right? We already know that's a solid argument. And or, what was the other thing? Oh, that jabs alone have not solved the pandemic, right? So actually, they'd have quite a hard time making that case either way. However, I think the avenue they'll go down, and no one else has told me this. I'm giving you this fresh out my own brain. They're going to use the fact that the jab rates were so low in Africa to justify why. But they're going to say that the pool of people unjabinated were the cause of the immune escape, the thing that Gert van den Bosch was talking about, a term he popularized in an open letter to the WHO, telling them they were making a colossal blunder, in his opinion, for using a prophylactic jab, because he knew it would create extreme variants, allegedly, so he says. But they're now using his own term, probably to just, even though it's an effect that they've created, it's an effect that actually, anyway, I think you sort of get the general thrust of it, but let's see what happens. Can fish swim? The answer is yes. Most of them, the not dead ones. Art matters. Got Christmas dinner booked up here in Scotland. Oh, right, yeah, Scotland. Oh, that's right, yes. At local pub, yeah. Well, I was actually trying to get flyers for gigs up and coming in December. And there's actually a few comedy shows that I might go to, and I might even, well, we'll see. I might even try and do a set. Who knows? So you might have that to look forward to. Plus, I have actually, by the way, my sister did. Oh, hang on, let me check this. My sister did come round, and I've done a film and a tour of the apartment, but I don't have it yet. But I will preview that very soon. So anyone interested in the layout of this hovel, you'll get to see it. Amazing. You two, no one's flower. That's right. Sky FJC is Queensland. Oh, you changed your pick. That's a cool pick. Haha. Is that Daffy Duck or something? I like it. No one's flower. Cavendish's balls in his shed equals the weight of the earth. Yeah. Right. Load of bollocks. He was a rich elitist dude. Hang on, let me turn it. I'll be back. I'm turning the heating off. It's getting toasty. It snowed here, by the way, in Birmingham, sunny Birmingham. Snowed. The dark winter is here early in Birmingham. And actually, do you remember? Does everyone remember Vince? Do you remember Vince, Batman? Well, he came around today with a friend of his called Sam. Sam. And anyway, I think he'll come on the show one of these days. He's a very articulate lad, very bright. He knows what's up. He knows what's up, man. He basically lives in a van, and he just gets it, man. So got into really awesome chats with him. So things are happening. It's all good. Point fire. Michael Hayward enables caffeine nasal flosses. Outstanding. What does it mean? We missed you, Hive. Well, I missed you, Connor. And actually, it's funny how, to be fair, I didn't wait too long I wanted to break playing some music and I was following my instincts, man, and again, you don't want to do overkill, mate. So it's like, I was having a nice little chill as well. The music's going well. I'm hoping to show everyone some new music very soon. Matters. Marshall Cavendish. Cavendish. Right, Cavendish weekly magazines. Right. So it must have been some dude who likes classical music then. Got ya. Point fire. I don't drink anymore. Some people liked me more when I was drinking. They're the evil people. Move away from the evil people. Point fire. Well, what I realized is when I was out, there's a whole culture around that. Because when you're half cut, no one's at their best. It's all just messy. There's no one there that's particularly impressive. I mean, it was a good time, but most of the reason it was a good time was I was there. But it was, to be fair, I met some good people. It was surprisingly good for a night out in the Bull's Head in Moseley. But yeah, that used to be my local a very long time ago. But anyway, the Enlightened Man, Mikey, it's the haze tonight, ironically, moronic, and Omicron is the effect of sheeple haze. Very good. The haze, what is the haze? Is that a time of year? What does that mean? Never heard of that, man. That's interesting. Sergipur, I won't even unnecessarily drive my car, putting up my odds of having a crash. Do you really think I would let someone inject me with Kool-Aid? Well, that's right. Anyone who's signed onto this thing, you should look at how death cults operate. Hey, allegedly, I'm not comparing the two. Some people make the comparison. I'm just an innocent bystander. I have no ideas either way. But yeah, you should definitely look into the Jonestown Massacre, where the most amount of people in the United States died in one go, pre 9/11. I think it was the biggest death toll in one single event pre 9/11 in the States, something like that. Maybe aside from Pearl Harbor or something like that. I'm not sure what the death count there was, but anyway, I think 900 people died after drinking the Kool-Aid in a cult that was headed up by a CIA operative, essentially, who used loads of Darren Brown techniques to convince everybody that the government was trying to kill them, and they ritualistically drank Kool-Aid at their festivals, singing chanting shit like "the government won't kill me" or some shit. I can't remember now, but. And he killed them all. Fucking hell. A bunch of hippies in a commune. Just killed them all strewn out, dead. That's the Kool-Aid. If you go and watch that if you want to get unnerved, because just because it's on a bigger scale, don't mean it's not happening. Allegedly, and I'm not saying anything either way, but that's what Sagipore means. Harbs, I have a good friend that developed endocarditis within weeks of his second Jabberwocky. He had to have a valve replaced. He's 32 years old. Whoa. Hobbs, that's fucked up, brother. I just heard of a 24-year-old kid that's got myocarditis after his. And yeah, because if you put the work in and you do research, you would have known about all this, early on. But it is what it is. Hey, what do you want to bet that Omicron... One of the effects of Omicron is said condition, allegedly. Michael Hayward, go easy on it, Meg. Yeah, chill on the enlightenment weed. Sweetly Morbid Bear, oh, I love you, man. Missed you, Hiveless Bee. Back later if I can. Love you all. Mwah. Thank you. Sweetly Morbid Bear, missed you too, darling. I did. Send me pictures so I can make a poster out of it and not miss you so much. Only joking. No one's fly. I just learned that I've got to flirt with the occasional whamming to keep them slightly interested, to keep coming back for more. It's all contrived. I am a psychopath. I'm not, but you don't know that I'm not. No one's flower. That's pretty awful, Hobbs. Yeah, that's fucked up, dude. Absolutely fucked up. Scotty FJC mentioned on Friday, media in Australia announced we have cases here on Sunday. Absolute bullshit. Yeah. Hey, dude, I saw, there's a guy called Sentinel Truth something, and he's an Australian guy, similar channel size to mine, big fella, just discovered him. He seemed really cool. I'm going to have to get his name, something Truth. But he was filming an event in Australia that was really good, like some women on the back of a pickup truck, really good speeches all round. Just really switched on women, man. Yeah, loved it. Hobbs, no one's flower. Yes, it is. Makes me so angry. In other words, the pushback in Australia is particularly impressive. Like, I think because of the brutality of the regime, it's forced some impressive actions. So yeah. Art Matters. Wow. Was just watching a Hawkwind video filmed from Scagness. Good vid. Nice. Well, hook me up, dude. You can post. There you go. You reminded me. Everyone who wants to shill their channels out in the chat, go for it. And did everyone see Wagon Brett's first live? I featured on it. Just FYI. And I actually did a musical performance on that very stream. So if you haven't gone and checked it out yet, go and check Wagon Brett's first ever live stream to her channel. But if you want to shill your own channels out, go for it. Maybe make some false promises as well that'll lure people in. You know what I mean? Naked yoga next week or some shit. I don't know. Dan Lion Mag, yellow is the yellow card scheme. That's right, I know. UK government websites supposedly have to help doctors report adverse reactions, and it's the yellow star thing, ironically, and yellow snow, yeah. And yellow belly. Back to the Future. Point Fire. Please search Chinese scientists escorted from Winnipeg Biolab by RCMP. Okay, then. Note to self: research that shit later. Okay, I will point fire. I will. Michael Hayward, remember the last time on that haze you thought you were a cat and used the bathtub for a litter and used the bathtub for a litter box. That's right. Not the it's not the purple haze, it's the brown haze. Where'd you get it? It's Durban poison. Man, can you remember the last time you were on the fucking haze, dude? Climb down off the walls. Stop. Mank. Too enlightened. Point fire. Made in Canada. Tweaked in Wuhan. That's what they should put on the yeah, that's what they should put on the box, dude. Is that true? Okay. I should probably know that. I've watched have you seen the movies Plandemic? By the way, the second one is particularly good. The second Plandemic, Indoctrination, is particularly good. What was I going to say? I showed Sam and Vince today when they were around. I showed them the Bill Gates spoofamentary, the spoof documentary, and it's so good. I'm going to tell you again, it's called, and everyone should watch it, and I'd love to preview it, but I haven't got proper permission off the creators, and I have asked them under their video for permission. But I'm writing it down. Hang on, spoof doc. Hang on. So funny. Spoof doc / Bill Gates. Right, go and watch that. I know it's not a link, but go and research it, find it. Trust me, it's about 15 minutes long, and it's fucking hilarious. And by the way, I haven't even mentioned this, but I'm sure you already know, most of you, but the Omicron is also the name of a 1964 Italian film, I think, wherein an alien takes over a dead man's body, right? So like body snatchers type stuff, like true zombies type stuff, in order to learn about humans so that he can annihilate them all. And I found the film, and I was going to actually stream the film, and I still might do it, but it's all essentially in Italian except for the very start bit. So I might make a trailer out of it or something, or I might feature just the very opening bit to it. It was quite fun. But anyway, Paradox Fossils, nice to see you, dude. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. If Peter Piper picks a peck of pickled pepper, where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? No one's flower. I have a 31-year-old friend who is having strange symptoms and had a seizure after first one. Yeah, I know what you're saying, dude. Sweetly Morbid Bear. P.S. Hit the motherfucking like, y'all. Know the rules. Oh, right, okay. Well, hang on, isn't it reverse psychology? Don't hit the like, please. Only 6 thumbs up. Well, people, that's all right, dude. They're too busy being very engaged in the chat. I know they like me, really. I don't care. Scotty FJC Farsal. So, right, let me blast through these. Can't I get on the soapbox with Hiveless? Possibly, but definitely chill out your channels, though. Scotty FJC had to be Daffy Duck. M was taken. Right. Oh, what? Yeah. He wanted the M avatar, but Michael's already popularized it. Yeah, Michael. Yeah. Too bad. Michael's already made that famous. The beautiful M. Look at the M avatar. No, it's not that he's lazy and he hasn't bothered uploading a profile pic. It's the purple M. It's ironic. It doesn't matter if someone else's name begins with M and they've got the purple M. It's not Michael Hayward's purple M. Paradox Fossils in a van down by the river. In a van by the river. in a little tent. Scotty FJC, respect, Michael. Mad respect, bro. Hobbs, high with speed, snowed here also today. I love it. Yeah, well, to be fair, it's the first time I've had these blinds open in the daytime, to be honest, because it was so beautiful. It was like a beautiful picture, just a living picture of this snowscape, and it's gorgeous out there with the trees. I'll show you that scene as well too at some point. The Enlightened Man, it's snowing because of the volcanoes erupting around the world, causing mega winter. I bet I mentioned this at other live shows. Well, you did mention extreme weather events caused by the volcano ash clouds. Yes. And I thought it was, well, comparatively speaking, compared to the last few years, I believe that this is an early snow for this part of the world, but it usually falls in January in recent memory that I recall. But, it is winter. It's not completely untoward, to be fair. Raymond, point fire, Fauci dips another variant day before Epstein trial begins. Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell, that's exactly right. Clever girl. Very funny, Raymond 11. Yes. Well, that's exactly right, bro. And I just saw that meme as well, brother. I saw that meme. That's exactly right. In fact, it was the meme. It's the Jurassic Park meme, isn't it? Where it's the fat guy, Dennis or whatever his name is, the fat guy sitting at the table doing some shady dealings with the guy, and he shouts, Omicron or something. He said, see, no one cares. Anyway, let's get back to the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, right? It's that meme. I've seen it. Paradox Fossils, what kind of underwear is everyone wearing? Black, tight, no-name brand. Yeah, standard. Michael Hayward, Butch Cavendish. Right, that rings a bell. I don't know why, but yeah. I don't know why that rings a bell. Art Matters, got a bit of snow here, but seriously, Storm Arwen fucked me up, side fence down. Oh, I didn't even hear about that, mate. I keep my head out of the news, so I don't even know about Storm Arsehole or Storm Arwen. Is that almost Storm Ewan? Arwen, is that a name? Why do they always name them after very boring sounding people? Why? Cool, exactly. Hobbs, Paradox Fossils, sorry, mate, to put this image in your head, but none. He's wearing his sister's knickers again. Hobbs, is it all you could find on the washing line? You would have been better off just in your truss, mate. Does anyone know what a truss is? Anyway, I only know that because my dad had a hernia. Don't worry about it. The Enlightened Mank, the haze is the name of my weed tonight. Haze flavor. Right. Well, purple haze. I remember the first night I did purple haze a long time ago. And it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. In fact, can I allude to this without actually saying it? Let's just say that me and my girlfriend appreciated the cerebral effects of the magic, sexy haze. Let's just put it like that. Yeah, and it was reminiscent of a Jimi Hendrix song. Point fire, Raymond 11. Reward the sheeple, move the goalposts. Yeah. Like I said, there's a whole contingent of people that are supple to be woken up right now because it's going too fucking far. So we'll see. Michael Hayward, no women are present. No, hey, actually, well, we've had I think Wagon Breadth was lurking, and Sweetly Morbid Bear said a quick hello. But yes, true. They're not as dedicated as they once were. I think they're taking the B-man a little bit for granted. I was hoping absinthe might make the heart grow fonder, but no. It's okay, though. Underwear? None. Okay, I'm just surrounded by a bunch of perverts, apparently. a bunch of nudists. Paradox Fossils, commando. Everyone's commando, except me. Well, that's just that's good to know. Raymond 11. Oh, by the way, I've since realized that's not a slave mask in your picture, brother. It just unfortunately looks a bit like it, but it's actually your phone, isn't it? I think it is just your phone. Good. I hope they use the purple Kool-Aid for one last cheers. Well, we'll see what happens, won't we? We will see what happens. Like I said, that's what I'm predicting. It only grew. This thing formed in Africa because the take up was so low. Therefore, yeah, mandates. What do you reckon? Pretty dark stuff because actually Africa seems to be sort of getting away with it, and sort of they had just zero turnout for any of the jabs because they've been completely abused by that sort of stuff in the past, allegedly. Allegedly, people have told me this, but I don't have an opinion. Wagon breath, good, thank you. Point fire. How do euthanasia stats correlate with coup fatalities? Well, look, they've brought in all sorts of new protocols with that stuff. Midazolam, look into that drug in the UK. All sorts of new protocols. Yeah, it's basically it's a revolution all round, but it's also a revolution of the institutions such as the NHS and the people that man it, basically, or work in that institution. It's a replacement of all of the staff with only the people that will sign on hardcore to everything that's being pushed. And that's how you get, that's how they do it every single time. And that's how they're doing it this time as well. Michael Hayward, Wagon, glad you're here. Matters, point fire, Depp, sheeple, easily fooled. Well, if you haven't developed that moral dimension to yourself where you are your own authority, or you just see sense and you know how to critically engage with the information and seek out, alternative sources and the like. Most people are very busy, as Sam reminded me today. Most people aren't dedicated to the truth or seeking the truth or knowing the truth about themselves, let alone the outside world. So, I'll tell you what, I've actually had recent insight into the whole, especially the leftist mentality, but there's a lot in common with that sort of establishment lefty kind of mindset, and all the people that have signed onto this sort of stuff. There's very low grade resolution take on things. But I've had a recent insight into that stuff after an argument I got into with a guy who unfriended me over literally nothing. A friend from years ago who I did. Well, he wasn't a friend; he was more of a client, I guess. But he was a friend, kind of fellow musician, who I mixed an album 4 years ago. Well, over something very stupid, the Ahmed Arbery case. He's guilty when his name rhymes with armed robbery. But anyway, apparently there was a guilty verdict dished out, and he was exclaiming on someone else's post on Facebook that how it was in the light of the Carl Rittenhouse debacle, it was a much needed guilty verdict. Well, I came in and just said, anyone who thinks that this should have been a clear-cut guilty verdict and that the Carl Rittenhouse case was anything other than a legit self-defense is a few bricks short. And then I named the person in question. Well, they unfriended me over that shit. But anyway, I since came to have insight into the general mindset of the people that, on the left or the right, the ones that are signed onto the establishment take on everything. This sheeple, the ones that are brainwashed on just take what they're fed by the media. It's loosely speaking, it's just, let me just check this is still working. Ooh-la. Yes. It's just a bit of a general, you know what it is? Their general, if you think about it, humanity has many ugly sides to it, many ugly faces to humanity. These are people that are primarily occupied. And by the way, this is a unique insight that I've had meditating on this. So no one else has ever said this to me before or articulated this, but this is quite interesting. These are people that are primarily fixated on the ugly side of humanity, the ugly face of humanity, all of the murder, the rape, the bad stuff, right? The demons. And as a general, in general, they attempt to form an opposition to all of the ugly aspects of humanity, and then start to dissect their world into good and bad on sort of that basis. So anything that looks like a man with a gun or an assailant, or Republicans that are pro guns because they don't want guns in their world. They don't want the bad stuff, right? It's a bit of a low grade, deep down, it's a bit of a low grade, low resolution sort of knee jerk feeling based, emotional based reaction to the ugly side of humanity. It's not a sophisticated pondering over like the details, the subtleties and all that sort of stuff. And it's not willing to get it to sort of go in there and face the demons up front. Hola, buenas noches, y bienvenida, Ala. My mic stopped fucking working. Sorry about that. Don't know how long I was gone for, but just in a nutshell. So yeah, it's a very these people that are signed onto this sort of the general narrative in any case with this sort of stuff. The people that don't see this, what's really going on. They're the people that have just lazily partitioned the world into the ugly face of humanity, and then they just everything they don't like the look of, they just generally have to place it over there as part of the bad people and the bad world that they're in opposition to. So the general instinct is to stand in opposition to everything that they call ugly face of humanity. It's all subconscious. It's all an instinct. It's an infantile approach to the shadow of the human psyche. But it's age old, and that's what's going on. That's all I was explaining. I don't know how much of it you got, but I'm telling you, I've had a unique insight into that because I want to have compassion for the operating system. I need to understand the operating system, and the establishment are playing them like a fiddle. Like the establishment get the mindset, the infantile mindset. But anyway, I'm seeing, you know what? I've got so far behind. I'm just going to quickly say, I see Jen's in. Hello. I see Nemo's in. In fact, let's just jump here to Mank, what he's saying. And I'm sorry if I've missed any of you. Doombot's in. Hello, Windows Xmas. Yeah. Doombot 9000. Windows Xmas Home Edition. Exactly. And play Red House by Jimi Hendrix. Well, yeah, that's a good shout. I might learn some Hendrix just for you people. What are you saying? I'm sorry that I've missed a bunch of comments. Sagiport, yes, Doom, when he turned water into WD-40. Robot Jesus. What are we talking about? It's Robo Jesus. Yeah, we'll spell it with an XO. Right. Robo. Oh, actually, Dimebot. Actually, there you go. I'm thinking ahead. We're all on the same wavelength. Doombot 9000. You mean when Robo Jesus crashed and then got rebooted after the third day? That's hilarious. Dude, that is too fucking good. I've obviously been missing some really good shit, so I do apologize. What's this? Kia, I know I'm going backwards up the chat, sorry, but I'm just trying to see what I've missed. What's that say? Kia Chris 76712. I think you need a few more numbers in your name, Kia Chris, but nice name. Whatever they have to do to get the Africans to get jabbed, exactly. That's also a major part of the agenda, brother. And no one's going to have any sympathy for the Africans because it's their fucking fault. It's all part of scapegoating. Allegedly, I don't have an opinion either way. Yeah, I'm sorry. You've been saying some funny shit. But anyway, I'll tell you what. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll try and scan and. Hello, sister. Nice to see you, sis. No, my stepsister. So it's okay. Mank, you think Epstein helped plan Omicron with Billy Goat because Epstein mentioned an evil thing that he would love to mix. I was about to tell you that. I know that, bro. That he would love to mix his DNA with the humans of Earth, and after that, the pandemic happened. Yes, I am aware that that was a desire that Jeff Epstein had. That's exactly right, sir. What were we saying? Icon the Great. Howdy, Hayward. Jen, I love that avatar pic. That's awesome. I absolutely love that picture. She just saying hello to people. Icon the Great, Dad. I missed you, Dad. Icon the Great. Is the B like a tear behind already? Yes. Or tear behind. Yes, I know. The Enlightened Mag, yo, Jenny. I'm trying to catch up. Sorry, I shouldn't read out every single thing, should I? Point fire, libtards and submariners eat their dead. Submariners, yeah. True. Well, actually, I think there are some new protocols for making fertilizers out of deceased humans. I think they might be being trialed in New York, right? Something. And in fact, if you want to watch a really good documentary, watch Toxic Sludge, I think it's called. I'm pretty sure the documentary is called Toxic Sludge, and it's about the human waste and fertilizer industries, and it's really just a lot of corruption, man. It's really bad. I think it's called Toxic Sludge, or Sludged or something. Anyway. Manners. I feel for the young, easily led. When I was young, none of this evil BS. Yeah, the way they've moved well, it was there, brother. It was just, but don't forget, when you were young, there was a lot of the human psyche hadn't yet been brought back into the fold. You know, the other aspects of the psyche since whatever the previous timeline deception might have been, because our history seems a little unknown, circa or pre 1800s, I'd say. It's a little sketchy. It's like we suddenly appear on the scene with, amnesia or something almost. But either way, being spat into the modern era post the so-called Enlightenment, it looked like there was a lot of integration yet to be done. Look at the 60s. There was a lot of us who were still trying to articulate in the public forum out of a sort of bit of a stuck, maybe religious order or something. But either way, I'd say that humanity has largely found its voice now. Hiveless Ike. What does it mean? As in David Icke. Hiveless Ike. Zazen time. Wait, everybody meditate. Zazen means meditate. In fact, I actually heard JLP at church yesterday. Well, I suppose today, but a few hours ago. Remind me of what the silent prayer is actually primarily for. it is so that you can see that the imagination is fucked up, basically, and that every single thought is a lie. Like every single thought is a lie. It's only a representation, but it's all necessarily a fiction. It doesn't mean it can't function and operate. But yeah, most people are lost in in their imaginations, and if you don't allow some silence, then we're very primed for being brought back into the hypnotic. We're very susceptible to being hypnotized by our own thought patterns. That's why a bit of deliberate silence, hopefully you can get rooted again in just that knowing that which you are pre-thought is the true you in essence, and the false you that's constructed by thought forms essentially is a nonsense. Icon the Great, does it really pay to tell him to check his sound? Well, that's nice of you, Dad. Well, how's your streams going? I ain't seen you doing any live streams recently. Why? Well, by the way, me and Icon had a really good conversation in his last stream. I got on and I was talking about these mad Buddhist books that I've got. And if anyone's interested in watching that was a good time, Dad, wasn't it? Michael Hayward, 21 gun salute. Exactly. Blam. Point fire. Any Canadian veteran who was trained to deal with communists is now labeled as a domestic terrorist. Assess, disarm, medicate, and discard. All right. What do you mean by the end bit? What's that? Assess. Oh, right. Disarm, medicate, and discard. Yeah, yes. Well, dude, it's so fucking dark. The mask is fully off at this rate. Don't forget, 20 years ago, the New World Order, talk about New World Order, was all sort of a bit niche still. It wasn't mainstream like it is now. Now there's casual conversations that you can barely help the New World Order coming up in that conversation. It does help that I'm the one bringing it up in every single conversation that I'm having with people. but it's very hard at this rate not to sort of associate the march toward global governance and the authoritarian takeover. And I'm going to say it again, by the way, Russell Brand is doing amazing work. I wasn't subbed to him for a very long time because he was off on a socialist bent that I'm not down with. But that dude, man, he's got approaching 5 million subscribers, incredibly influential. And he's literally, for the UK, or as a just general celebrity personality that's Hollywood level, don't forget, he's probably the most powerful voice raising the general issues at the moment. So I'm rating his work, I have to say. Big Fun on Globe equals jab, make your decision. Yeah, exactly. Spinny ball equals potentially unnecessary intervention, allegedly, that may or may not help you get out of the football game you didn't really want to attend. Icon the Great. Hey, Arcana. Oh, matters. Cancel culture. People is the worst. Rise above it. Well, we're finding interesting ways around the firewall, aren't we? Although, Sanity for Sweden, anyone who knows that channel, who I'm a big fan of, that guy is 62 or 63 years old. He looks 45. He looks like a 45-year-old Hell's Angel, like a friendly one, like a friendly giant. But he's a Swedish farmer who's just awesome. I really like him and he's sweet. Well, he's just recently had to step away from YouTube and go to Odyssey and Rumble and things. I think, well, maybe it's just Rumble, I'm not sure. Because he got his last his last strike on account of presumably medical misinformation or something. because he was being sarcastic. So he was actually playing the game and saying, you should go and get the jab. And no, and he was doing this whole sarcastic grift. But it's now at the point where they presume that even your sarcasm, if it's being used in a particular way that they don't appreciate, to still communicate hesitancy or something, I presume, then you can still get done for that shit. So, there you go. Big Fun and On, what's up, Icon? About to watch the Browns beat the Ravens. Cool. Icon the Great, the Browns beat the Ravens. Don't you have that backward, Connor? Raven is my spirit animal. I don't know about hockey or American football or baseball or whatever shit they're talking about. But I'm not that big into sports. By the way, just FYI, I used to be a goalkeeper. Did you know that? Yeah, it's true. I used to be the school goalkeeper. Well, one of them. But I was pretty good until I started smoking and getting into rock and roll and going after girls. I was pretty good at goalkeeping. I have had one game, especially where I got man of the match. It's quite hard for a goalkeeper to get man of the match, I think. But man, I kept us in the game. We lost on penalties, like a penalty shootout. It was a cup game or something, some sort of final or semi-final game, and we just lost, but I saved like 2 of the penalties in the shootout. And pre that, I was making some of the most epic saves, man. Just impossible matrix shit. Just, dude, when a goalkeeper's on it, it gets, you know what I mean? I was just in the zone that day. I don't know what, there was no ego. I was just where I needed to be. I felt the action. I knew where I needed to be to meet the action. And dude, it was so cool. So cool. And my dad didn't make it. He was trying to get to the game, and it was the one he couldn't find the damn pitch. But my granddad was there, who's now passed away as well. But my granddad did bear witness to it, and I still have the little man of the match little award somewhere. Anyway, Kia Chris 76712. Why is everyone admin? Oh shit, dude. Yeah. Well, partly because I have previously had troll issues in the past, but mainly because they're all part of my cult called the Bee Masons. Look, I'm a bee, and I'm also the leader of a cult called the Bee Masons. No, not the Freemasons, the Bee Masons. It's a joke cult, but it is a legitimate sex cult. Strictly heterosexual initiations. Not that we're against the other kind of initiations, but we want to make ourselves distinct to the Freemasons. That's why. But if you're hilarious and brilliant and amazing, you will get to have a blue spanner. Oh, yes. Nemo. Kia Chris. Hiveless does not discriminate. He mods almost everybody and their mama, whether you wanted to or not. How did you hear about the stream? Yes, good question. Nemo, the fish, interrogating new people for me, which I actually do appreciate it. Nemo, you are about the most awesomest fish ever. That fish got my back. I got a pet fish, and Susan Wojcicki and the Google moderator grifting for laughs for me. It's pretty much the coolest stream on the internet. And any of you guys that are fortunate enough to have clocked it, it's just your good karma for being all about the truth, man. Icon the Great, Kia Chris 76712. We all threatened to leave if we didn't get a spanner. It's a lie. Don't believe the farmer. By the way, everybody shill your channels out, and you need to be a mod to shill your channel out, just so you know. Even if it appears, it doesn't really go in the chat unless you're a mod, I think. So yeah, if you want to promote your channels, do it. I think we need to do more of that stuff, promoting each other's channels, really, because the algorithms aren't friendly these days. So Go for it, people. I am just a modest channel, but please interface with one another. Thank you. Icon the Great. Nemo, I like my answer better. Lol, what's happening? Even though it was an out-and-out lie, Icon. Jen. Jen B. Yes, as in sister of the bee. Saggypot. Is that, look, that's a depiction of Jen trapped in the washing machine. It was the time when Jen was stuck in the washing machine. She's my stepsister. It's okay. Saggyport. Kia Chris, have you got a Kia? What does it mean? Is that a Kia? Isn't that flat pack furniture shop that put my dad out of business because he was an antique dealer? Oh, a Kia. Oh. Anyway. Nemo, Icon, greetings, sir. All is well, sir. How you? Anyone who doesn't know, that's a little reference to Jesse Lee Peterson. How's he start his show, actually, Jesse? What's the opening thing? Damn, I can't even get the how's he open his show again, Nemo? Get me started, man. Damn it. Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're rebuilding a family by rebuilding a man. Welcome. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome. Morning. That's it. Morning. Earl. Earl is dead. God rest his peace. God rest his peace. And his cod piece. Dusan Chalvad. Hey all. Hey Dusan. How are you doing? I just came to say hi, but I have to leave soon. Gonna watch this tomorrow. Brother, you are awesome, by the way. Dusan Chalvad makes some awesome contributions and always gives me a little pep talk. Same as Michael. It's like they're clairvoyantly maybe thinking that I'm about to commit suicide or something. I'm not, but that's okay. Thank you. I do appreciate it, though. You know what I mean? I do get it because it's a bit of it feels like a one-way street in some ways. Oh, shit. Oh, I've just totally accidentally opened the application. Preview. Isn't preview already opened? Well, anyway, screw you. What are we saying? Right, let's blast through these then. The ancient knowledge, Mac. Yes. Where's my face gone? There it is. I did, to a degree. He watched about as much of it as I did there, Mac. I watched some parts of it. Fair play. Does Sanchalvad, not everything really resonates with me, dude. Yeah, same here. Same here, essentially. Although I'm not I'm not against it either. Like I'm genuinely open-minded. Icon the Great. I have 4 hours of free stream time left until the 15th. Shit! Is that all, dude? How have you got through all that? How have you got through all that, mate? Well, just buy it, brother. Come on, it's only 25 quid a month, and you get the stupid little duck logo to fuck off. You can stream at 720 and 1080, and you get more time for video, the length of video, and there's loads of features that you get. So I'd just pay for it, even if it's for 1 month, even though it'll inevitably be for more. But for 1 month, just while you're getting off the ground, brother. So at least pay for it once. That's my advice to you. And you should do a stream after this if you fancy it, mate, and we'll all pile over. So let me know if you want to do it, brother. In fact, well, yeah, let me know, Icon. Icon, saw a chunk of your new stream setup. Much better sound. Oh, is that the phone thing? Yeah. Yeah, it was much better sound for sure. I think he's still working out the lighting, but yeah. Matters. Chat's thoughts. A new Matrix film about to drop. That's right. In fact, if anyone's got any questions for me, you can ask me questions related to the topic at hand if you want, or not. And by the way, because it is a little bit late, I might not go for like ages and ages. But I just wanted to drop in and say hello and reestablish it all over again. Why not? Well, and I couldn't really help myself with the new Omicron bollocks, so I had to at least give a little nod to the news cycle. There you go. The grift is all powerful. Although you want to know the truth, this sort of stuff doesn't get you subscribers. Just so you understand, doing these streams are not for the sub grift. They're for the it's the maintenance of the vibe of the show, of the whatever. It's dropping new stuff, but it's definitely not. Unless I put tits in the title, it doesn't draw people. Unless I write XXX a naked tit stream, then it doesn't draw in anyone basically. So, but it is nice having a couple of days off just doing the music, and then this is novel to me again. So I might actually end up doing it every other day at least, just so it always feels fresh. I'm thinking. Oh, the Matrix film. Yeah, I've seen the trailer. It looks interesting. It's definitely worth a watch. It looks very woke, doesn't it? The new world was incredibly woke, a bit like the one we're currently inhabiting. Yeah, I haven't. I couldn't do a deep dive. You know what? I've heard someone break it down a little bit already, but I'm just not the expert. I couldn't do the deep dive yet, but I'll watch it and let you know what I thought. I'm sure there are many metaphors and things that'd be worth unpicking. In fact, there's loads of really, one thing I want to do is, if you look up trailers for 2021, there's some really interesting films. There is a zombie film that I want to play the trailer for. Just looks so cool, but it's just a new take on the zombie sort of theme. But there's a lot of films that look like they could be programming for what's happening right now. Like you've got there's a Tom Hanks film about solar flare. I can't remember what it's called, Dust or something. But a solar flare and a robot that he builds to help him get through it. But it's a post-apocalyptic solar flare world. And, Ruthless, for instance, like thinks solar flare is going to happen. He thinks it's going to happen legitimately. I wonder about the Elon Musk's so-called 5G arrays, if they're not something to do with an EMP. Allegedly, it's just a theory. Dusan Chalva, the Enlightenment Monk. I love thinking about all theories, though. I am a lot into Matt from Quantum of Conscience myself. Right. Interesting. Check that out later. Matt from Quantum of Conscience. Thank you. You could drop the link if you want to, Dustin Chalvad. Nemo, Art Matters. The Matrix films have been going downhill since the first one. Yeah. But who knows? Wait and see, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, the first one was just standalone, brilliant. I mean, some of the others did pad out the universe and the world, and I think they did get quite deep and interesting, to be fair. Like I did appreciate the sort of, some of the dialogue and the philosophy that was unpacked in some of the other ones about choice. That whole diatribe about choice with the previous one, the French guy. The effects haven't aged particularly well on some of the later ones, that's for sure. In fact, the whole styling hasn't quite aged particularly well, especially the first one, even though at the time it seemed classic and out there and modern and comics book, and which it still does, I suppose. But yeah, the styling hasn't quite aged as well, which I'm sort of surprised by. But I think they are worthy of being remastered. But anyway, the cinematography of the new one looks slightly different to the original styling, but it does look really good, though, to be fair. Icon the Great. Nemo, let me just check this is working. Hang on. I'm a bee. Icon the Great. Nemo, thank you, sir. I'm really digging the good job my phone does. It about gets the mark of perfection from me. The only issue I have with it is in vid mode, the audio is craps out at about a minute. Okay. What are we saying? Dursan Chalved, the numerology cymatic sounds, fingerprint of God, aka the Fibonacci sequence, is real, and the Enlightenment knowledge provides. Dude, we see. Well, that's my point to you, though, Mank. Just because the church windows are an ode to sacred geometry doesn't mean that they were necessarily used as sound devices. That's where people are going 2 + 2 = 5 or 2 + 2 = unicorn. You have to remember that even though I don't understand sacred geometry per se, I'll still include it in works of art because it intrigues me. But it doesn't mean I was necessarily coding for some top secret circuit board earth buildings or printed circuit board designs. But I'm also saying I don't know, you know what I mean? But we have to be honest when, well, we don't have to do anything, but I think it's better to be honest, because if you're about the truth, it's about stating yourself clearly and representing reality as best as you can. So you have to be honest that what's theory and what's true refutation. Like I say, that is positive theory, but it's all good. That goes for mud floods. It's theory. It's interesting. There is some evidence that doesn't tally up in either case, but it is still theory. Icon the Great, you were a goalkeeper. Yes, I was. That explains the wonky eye, apparently head trauma side effects. Well, Dad, you are my dad. So, to be fair, yeah, this eye. That eye I cannot see out of very well at all, man. It's very blurry, whereas my other one's quite sharp. Although it's still definitely not 20/20 vision. Well, my wonky head, I've always had that. Isn't one eye being lower than the other eye? Isn't that a mark of geniusness, or does it just mean that? Or is it just bad genetics? Fuck you, I can't. Yes, well, head trauma. Well, if you want to blame it on head trauma, you know what it'll be? It'll be because when I was really young and we went to the local gypsy entertainment show called the Circus or some shit. Well, no, it's called a fun fair in England. You might not know this, but when gypsies come to town, they bring. It was a funny culture actually. Gypsies bring the fun fair. Well, basically, candy floss and what would you get actually? You get midget Irish people blagging free bus fare, free bus journeys, right? And greyhounds chasing you in the local park. That's all I associate with fun fairs. But also, I didn't strap myself in on the bumper cars when I was a kid, and I actually smacked my nose really hard off the front of the car, and I think tears ensued, and it was a bit of a mess. In fact, my mom and my dad were there. That was one of the rare occasions we'd actually gone out together as a family to do something fun. But yeah, and I got head trauma for my troubles. In fact, actually, yeah, there's quite a lot of head trauma in my recent past. I'm starting to. Well, did you know Liam Gallagher actually attributes him getting smacked in the head with a hammer for a complete personality shift from Chav and Councillor State Scallywag to all about the music and all about it's almost like his right hemisphere overcompensated for a damaged left brain or something. And anyway, go and check that story out. Go and listen to Liam Gallagher's account of his personality change due to head trauma. It's documented. It's very interesting. The Enlightened Man, could you give me the link again? Right. Let me see. Art Matters. Hated high school. Rugby school scrum. No thanks. Dude, I remember the first time I went to secondary school. In fact, I can't remember if it was in the first year or the second year, but anyway, I think it was in the second year of secondary school. Rugby. Up until then, you sort of coddled a little bit because you're still a kid, but as soon it's like they thought their bones are strong enough now, even though they're still growing, to get the lads going on rugby. But it was rough, man. It was like learning to rugby tackle each other. I mean, it was good, but inevitably you had some lads that were way bigger than other lads. The discrepancy in height and strength and all that for playing rugby. Now, I'm not going to pussy out and say that boys shouldn't be allowed to be boys, because it's gone too much the other direction. But man, doing that shit, and afterwards they made us go for the shower naked. You know what I mean? Just brutalized each other, and where Ryan, the big fat black kid's just been brutalizing everyone, right? And then we've all got to be forced through a naked shower afterwards, where everyone's like, just fucking hell, man. I mean, that was traumatic, mate. That was actually traumatic. Didn't know that was going to happen that day of school, but yeah, I think I did wag rugby a few times after that. But however, I did learn to rugby tackle, and I did actually use my skills taught to me on the rugby field to avenge my brother one fateful football game where Douglas Ho and his brother, we called him Douglas Ho, I don't know what their actual names were, something. One was fat, one was slim, but it doesn't matter, they were the brothers, and they were on the opposing team, and they called my brother a prick after he tackled one of them legitimately. And so I chased after them and rugby tackled him to the ground, at which point he got up, pissed off, and just charged me. And I karate kicked him in the gut. Just put my leg up, and he just ran into my kick. And I winded him. And he went to get his dad. And his dad came to the park saying that he's a black belt in karate, and he once killed a man by by punching him in the solar plexus, and that you should never do that. And I agree, he's right about that. But trying to scare me out of brutalizing his sons. But anyway, yes, only I am allowed to abuse my brother. Thank you very much. It is my sacred honor. Wagon bread, Nemo is legend. Nemo is the stuff of legend. It is true. But I think you all are, really. By the way, can everyone try and dissuade Wagon Breadth from courting Awesome Guy, who is also jabinated, because she's getting wooed, because she's anyone's. If I don't know if they're charming or something, Wagaref, or what's going on. Can everyone try and dissuade? Can everyone get Wagon to see the light? She's been completely sold by this guy because he's successful and shit, and he's got a bunch of successful friends. They're all CEOs in, like, I'm not going to mention the companies, but she's getting attracted by the promise and the lights and the glamour and the glitz. She's been bedazzled by a moron, potentially. No offense, dude. I'm only playing. I am actually only playing. But, I've got to have a sister's back. Apparently, you kind of know what's up, but, you don't know what's up to the point that you didn't sign on. And in either case, there's a genuine fear about the effects of exchanging bodily fluids with someone who has signed onto that agenda. That's where I'm coming from. There's genuine concern about that. So, allegedly, I've heard. Right. Anyway, Michael Hayward, I won't even mention the hunger strike. The Nemo hunger strike for Ruthless. Well, he might have softened me up a bit, but I was always going to let Ruthless back on if he saw the light and gave me a legitimate man-to-man. I'm sorry, bro, I was a bit of a cunt. I am Australian after all, but, and he did it. He actually did it. I respect it. Nemo, Michael Hayward, lol. Those were dark times. It's over now. The hunger strike times. Nemo, the fish, on hunger strike, trying to get the crazy Australian to be allowed back into the fold. And it did come to pass. Michael Hayward, I nearly called the stream, Africa's a very naughty boy. Because I think that's what they're going to do. Like I said, no one else has told me that, but that's what I think they're going to do. Africa, because the take-up's been so bad, it's Africa's fault. So now we have to mandate things. Michael Hayward and Nemo, but it speaks well of your character. Well, yes, but also there were subtleties that Nemo hadn't quite come to appreciate, that he was applying an unwarranted pressure on me when actually Daddy knew exactly what Daddy was doing, and I am a just guard, Nemo. But because also Daddy can take a little fish going on hunger strike to try and save a crazy Australian, um, then it merely added to the amazing entertainment. So it's all good. Nemo, blasphemy. Earl is not dead. He lives in our hearts forever and ever. Amen. Absolutely. Well, what Earl truly is, he lives forever. And actually, I was having a novel thought about Earl because everyone was talking about Earl in the chat for church, as they inevitably do. Earl was a guy who basically was embattled with Jesse Lee Peterson. He was a kind of Jesse Lee Peterson's. He was a detractor, an arch nemesis turned friend and playful enemy. It was quite cute, man. It was a good relationship. But actually, Earl, amazingly, Nemo, I had an insight. Earl became famous because of getting himself on the blower to Jesse. Earl delivered the payload. Earl delivered his own comedy, his own entertainment, right at the very end with that whole grift for however many years he was doing it. He's at least knocking around for like 2 years that I know of, or 3 years or something. But yeah, he actually delivered his payload. He was part of the furniture, and now he literally is the stuff of legend. Otherwise, just a dude who was bitter and annoyed about shit. He actually is now legend. Isn't that amazing? Fortune favors the bold. Earl was bold enough to put his money where his mouth was, and go with the flow. And he wasn't so bitter that he couldn't see the funny side of his appearances, And they'd leave and it'd all be friendly. But man, some very good back and forths between Jesse and Earl. I especially like the bit where Earl was like, "Huh, huh," and Jesse just parroted this, "Huh," this gormless, "Huh." Earl, huh? Nemo, blasphemy. Earl is not. Oh, I already did that one. Oh, yeah. Dean Lion Man, Dustin Chavez, skipping videos. Bro, like Hireless, that don't gain the enlightenment knowledge. Well, there's only so much enlightened knowledge that I can get every day, dude. I have to filter. I was showing. The only thing is, man, just know this, right? I was showing Sam, the guy who was here today with Vince, who knows a lot of this sort of stuff. He knows about the knowledge of the realm. Well, he was. I actually showed him vibes of Cosmos, his moon map of the realm video. One of them, I think it was the second edition, the one with the groovy Indian music, and he found it absolutely fascinating. He's an intelligent guy, and he knew that there was a probability factor that would have said that was too improbable to not be a representation of the land masses in question. So, IQ 103 at least. Anyway, then Lion Mank. Coral Castle was created using magnets. Video is the ancient knowledge video. Supposedly built the pyramids. Icon the Great. StreamYard has awesome features. I'm just a cheap ass and won't pay for it. Well, I think you should, mate, at least for 1 month. And are you going to do a live stream after this, Dad? And actually, if you would do that for me, Dad, then I can close it down at a sort of modest time, not too long from now, and everyone can still be thoroughly entertained, and I can still get my sleep in, and everyone can jump over to your stream. How about that? And you might even make some new friends. Michael Hayward, Earl is the sky. Earl is the sea. I like Earl, as long as he ain't haunting me. Wow. So, Michael Hayward, it almost sounds like you know about the heralded Jesse Lee Peterson fam and world and the meta universe. It sounds very much like you do know. Have you been watching some Jesse Lee Peterson, and did you learn about him here, Michael Hayward? That's what I want to know. Nemo, Icon, don't pay. Stay free. Just limit your streams to 1 hour. What's the 15th, though, Nemo? Mate, if he's only got, didn't you say 4 hours until the 15th? At the most coolest month of the year, in the heart of some of the, some of the main action and news events are going to start to roll in now with all of this shit that's going on. You'll have too much to talk about, Icon. No, I say pay for it. Do it. Get over it, man, and pay for it. There might be an internet blackout soon. I don't know when that's all happening, but I showed also Sam the video of Klaus Schwab floating the balloon of the idea of what if we saw an extensive cyber attack? What was it? A cyber pandemic that would make COVID seem like a walk in the park. It's this crazy level Bond villain sort of shit, man. It's so funny. But anyway, Klaus Schwab's already told you there's going to be a cyber pandemic. The Enlightened Mankind, you think of the Ancient Knowledge documentary? Yeah, as in the 5-hour one that I'd already seen anyway. Well, I'll just tell you, it's all right if that's the one you mean. The one by something Anon or something. It's all right, man. But it's also, like I said, the giant tree stuff right at the start just said as if you could take it for granted. It's not for the initiate anyway, so it's fine, it's good. Hey, and his whole section about the moon, in fact, it is quite well done, and I love the guy. I know what you're thinking, viewer. This can't be so, viewer. It's crazy. I know. Stay with me, viewer. Stay with me. The Enlightened Mank. I love his voice. If that's the one you're talking about, it's got a very hypnotic sort of patter to it or something. Yeah, I like his vibe. But I think it would put a lot of people off if it was the first time viewing Mank. So, like I said, I think you should probably only share that one with. Well, you should got to be wise who you share it with. Let's just put it that way. Most people aren't ready for, knowing the truth about themselves. Never mind. Some of that stuff. What's this? Icon the Great Nemo, yes, but when I get rolling, I get blabberitis. Lol. Right. Well, good. Nemo, lol, Hiveless, yup, that XXX stream might get more views than all of the other streams combined. I know. It seems obvious. You should do one stream a week focusing on sex. Yeah. Well, I actually I actually thought about doing that, to be fair, Nemo. I'm kind of there with it. As long as I discuss the topic in question, yeah. And I know that my viewers are game for me doing it as well, because they already kind of get the humor and the grift. So, yeah, I'm poised to do some stuff like that, brother. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think you're right. Literally, that video is now over 5,000 views, that XXX video, compared to, hundreds for the other ones. A few of my videos are doing quite well, actually. There's that one that's doing quite well. There's what was it? The V for Vendetta one, the Houses of Parliament scene getting blown up. I think because of the way I titled that video, remember the 5th of November, and FU New World Order, just put in there for good measure. There's some way I worded that. It's caught people's imagination and associating Guy Fawkes with that scene, and no one else has kind of put those two things together in that way, in that exact combination, that people are still finding it and liking it, and engaging with it quite well. And also my Kyle Rittenhouse meme compilation, that got, I don't even know how many likes that has got, but it broke the 100 mark for likes, which for one of my videos, it let me know that I need to do some short form. Videos. So I'm poised to do that, but I'm kind of waiting for my new laptop, which is at least a month away by the looks of things, because I can't seem to, things aren't coming together for me to get it for reasons I don't really understand. But by the grace of God, and I'm sure it's for the best. But anyway, Jen, Icon, I'm waiting to get Final Cut Pro so I can start to learn all that. So that'll be next year. but depending on how the world looks, because it's going pretty crazy. But in theory, next year for short form videos and all that sort of experimentation. But for now, I'm just going to do, maybe every other night, like lives like this, as and when I feel like it, or dependent on the news cycle largely. Yeah, until I can get to that point. But that's the point I'm really looking at now. I know that the shorter form videos are going to be where most of the engagement is going to come from, basically. Jen, Icon, how's Loki doing? His meds working yet? Right. Icon the Great, he's doing great. I'm going to let you. Oh, what's he saying? No issues with his meds physically. He doesn't listen. He does listen. I'm going to just assume you're telling Jen about your dog there, mate. And actually, Icon's posting a link, and I'm just going to bash through a bunch. Hang on. Oh, Icon the Great. One eye lower than the other is a mark of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Hello, people. Please subscribe to my channel. I know I'm a freak, but I need help with the friend grift. I can't make friends in real life because of on account of my horrible disfigurements. Well, weirdly enough, I don't know. There you go, mate. It's well, I'm not quite Tom York, brother, but I think it's a mark of talent being seriously disfigured. Or is that just something that disfigured people like to tell themselves, so they feel better about their plight? Probably. What's he saying, actually? What are you saying? Oh, no. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Yeah, have you got anything more condensed? Yeah, to be fair, someone needs to put together a better edit or something. Jen, Icon, well, good. Give him a little bit of banana every day. When he eat poops, sometimes it's a potassium issue. Wow, that's probably amazingly good advice, to be fair, Icon. Yeah. Nemo, kids should play football with a rugby helmet. Head trauma is real, right? That's true, man. I mean, but they were the good old days where men and boys were allowed to have brain damage. It was all good. There were better times, to be fair. So was it hard times make? Good times make weak men. Weak men make hard times. Hard times make strong men. Right? Strong men make good times. Good times make weak men. That's the cycle. Michael Hayward, B was a good ball handler. Yes, I was. Well, you know that Jesus was a goalkeeper as well, don't you? Jesus saves. I'm just like Jesus. I'm a goalkeeper too. The Enlightened Mank icon. That's it, bro. Ha ha. The Enlightened Mank. Watch the good stuff. Ha ha. Well, what I might do, people, is I might actually look to close her down, but I'm waiting for Icon to actually let me know either way what he's thinking of doing. Do you want to do a live stream, mate? Do you want to get raided by my? Do you want to get raided hard by my crew, mate? And by the way, everyone shill out their channels right now. Thank you. Icon the Great. Mank, that's like longer than Dances with Wolves. Dang, yo. And actually, when's Wagon Breath doing another live? Or maybe Wagon Breath wants to do a live or something. Hey, Wagon, do you want to do a live after so everyone can jump on over? In fact, why doesn't Wagon do a live and Icon can go and join her on her channel because Icon's not got the hours for StreamYard? Wagon, do that. Maybe. But not if it means you being a bad mom to little Wagon. Icon the Great, Jan, blah, 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 but bananas, yes. Wagon, it's like Romeo and Juliet. What, your shit love affair or dogs and bananas and poo? What are you talking about? Romeo and Juliet? Yeah, well, I suppose there was a lot of poison in that story as well, wasn't there? He's poisonated. The Enlightened Mank, Icon, it's good knowledge of the realm. Think of the vast knowledge of an ancient library. That might just be the way to get Icon to engage in something. That's very funny, Mank, because Icon's always going on about museums and such. Icon the Great, Mank. If it ain't tractors or trains, I have the attention span of a fly. Lol. Yeah, well, I don't doubt it. Wagon breadth. I've infiltrated the dark side I'm in. No, they're infiltrating you. Literally. They are violating you with poison blood. Allegedly. Icon the Great will keep you posted, Jen. Well, how about you keep me posted? Michael Hayward today won't go for the dark side. Oh, what? Toady? What did you say? Toady won't go for the dark side. Oh, well, as in who? What's Toady? As in thingy? What do you mean? Go Browns. Right, where are we at? Well, I'm actually going to close it down real soon, people, but it's been a good one. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have enjoyed it. Wagon breadth. She was pretty chummy with the dark side dog. Okay. That's what they call it. Chummy. I saw the video. Michael Hayward, Murder Cat Dark Side Bound. That sounds like quite a shit album title. Murder Cat Dark Side Bound. Icon the Great. Did they actually find their way into the stadium? Don't know what you're on about. I'm just waiting to see what kind of all wagon are saying, and I'm a bit far behind. So, hello. Point fire. I'd love to see a WHO rep trying to convince a witch doctor to get jabbed. Well, right on. Well, they're currently saying not to. Weren't they even saying not to close down flights and all that sort of stuff? I mean, they're pretty lax, aren't they? And they came up with the name, didn't they? Crap. It's all a grift, man. Allegedly, but what the fuck are they on about? We're coming up with that name. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Michael Murder Lives on the dark side. Don't know what you're on about. Mank is saying something this way. Oh, right. Well, let's see. A BitChute video saying and showing that babies are now being born with pure black eyes. The video is saying the mRNA thing is making alien gray beings, meaning devolving humanity, making pure evil. That's interesting because the CRISPR tech video, the TED Talk, talks about how they changed the color of the eyes of all the mosquitoes to red or something, and how the trait caught on. And it is CRISPR tech being used. As far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure it's CRISPR tech being used. So, yeah, interesting, man. I'm going to have to look that up. We'll post the link to that, bro. Give me the link to that because BitChute's hard to navigate if you don't have the exact title. Or we don't have to if it's a bit boring having to go and get it, mate. But I would click on that link, basically, if you could get it. Point fire. Earl equals legendary mess. True story. True. Earl. Only Jesse Lee Peterson fans will know what the fuck we're talking about. Jen, I gotta go. Have a great night, all. Love you, sister. See you soon. Buy a tiny washing machine near you. Michael Hayward, take care, Jen. Jen and a bee. Jen being pursued by a bee. Right there. Then like a Mank, Icon studying helps you gain faster brain power. He does need faster brain power on account of him not being graced by blunt trauma to his head. Wagon breadth. Right, bye, Jen. What was saying? Icon, I'm ducking out in about 10 minutes to join up with Ken's live stream. Okay. Then in that case, he's not doing a live. Fair enough, then, Icon. All right. Well, look, if you've got no hours left, then we can jump on a few with me and Wagon and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So we'll make it work. Don't worry. Oh, yeah, Michael Hayward, Paradox, you're too quiet tonight. Yeah, you are quite quiet tonight, Paradox. What's up? Are you very stoned today? Jen, Icon, if you go live later, I'll try and stop in later, right? Which sounds to me like, well, I suppose you might go live after Ken's. And actually, you should do that grift and get loads of people in from Ken's, like I've tried to do it before. Paradox is tired. Fair play, bro. Oh man, as Swabby eats bugs. What, Klaus Schwabby? He looks like he does. Wagon bread. And actually, wasn't there? Was it Henry Kissinger that's had the record number of heart transplants? It came out very recently, right? Anyway, Clown Swab is an alien grey. That's a good name, and I have pondered similar kind of thoughts. Although, where are you getting that alien stuff from, Mr. Flat Earth Realmer? Where are you getting all that alien shit? What are you on about? Wagon breadth. I'm going to bed early tonight. Faux show. Okay. Yeah, I know what that fucking means. With awesome guy. Whatever. Paradox fossils. I'll be there, wagon. Exactly. Threesome. Icon the Great. Blah blah. The Enlightened Man. Indeed, it does. Oh, indeed, it does, as in the increased brain activity. Currently studying up on the photography done for Harvester World, a publication of International Harvester. Really cool work. Well, yeah. Well, the way to do it, Icon, is to say if Enlightened Mank reads Harvester World first edition, then you'll watch his The Day the Buildings Cried documentary. Wagon bread. I'll keep you spot warm. I'll keep your spot warm. Paradox. He'll keep your spot warm too. Literally. Right. Anyway. Right. I'm basically there. You know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm actually going to close it down. I'm just going to quickly scan through, but I think we're already there. Wagon's saying some shit about sex slaves. Oh, no. Yeah, sex is a great topic. Yeah. Pervert. Oh, it's Oracles. What are you doing coming in the last minute? You like coming in at the last minute, don't you, Oracles? Hi, Cassie. How you doing? Well, I'm closing it down now, Cassie. I do apologize. Although, actually, I was a bit more behind chat than I realized. So you've been here for a little longer than I knew. Kia Chris. Oh, what's that? Oh, Kia Chris. Sorry, yeah, Kia Chris. My high school outlawed football when a kid broke his neck and died on the field. Dude, that's fucked up, man. Yeah, that is fucked up. Although by that logic, well, yeah, it's dodgy. We sort of damned if you do, damned if you don't. In a way, it's a tricky one, dude. Right, I'm just scanning these now. Gotta be brutal. Okay, I'm basically there. And Point Fire saying, oh, well, hang on. Kia Chris, have a good night off to visit Uncle Ken. Oh, right. Oh, you came from, oh, you know what? That seems to ring a bell, actually, Kia Chris. You came from Ken's, right? That seems to ring a bell. I think that's where I probably saw you then. Well, it's nice to meet you, dude. Like I say, if you're brilliant and funny and just, or nice, or just interesting, or just, whatever, no one cares, then you'll get to be blue too, like all of the other sycophants in my cult. It's a joke cult. Point Fire, thank you for streaming, brother. You're welcome, man. Absolutely welcome. It's been a good one, hasn't it? And yeah, like I say, anyone who can get, if you can ever get any friends to come and join in and sub as well, because if I'm not working on it, then this thing doesn't grow. So anytime you can get anyone from the Jesse crew over, it's much appreciated, basically. But I do, it's all good. Wagon breath. No, I'm home. Ass. Okay. Then recovering. She's dizzy after all of the poisonated Simon. Right. I'm going to close it down. I'm going to play 10 minutes of Egmont Overture. It's a beautiful piece of music. I'm popularizing it. Who knew that both Mozart and Beethoven wrote some of their best works just for me and my show in the distant future when the world needed it the most? So here you go, guys. You can still chat. You can still chill out your channels. You can still do your thing. I'll see what happens tomorrow. I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow. But otherwise, I'll see you Tuesday or Wednesday is the way I'm thinking. So I might have tomorrow off, but we'll see. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out. I enjoyed it. Here is Egmont Overture. Toodaloo.